Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet she'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee? I don't drink coffee. You sure? It's cultist coffee. What makes it cultist coffee? I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it. Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Hey! I realized there was no drink in my cup. Hey, let me bring over my microphone. How is everybody doing? I'm feeling pretty good this morning. Things seem to be going all right. I'm excited. I'd like to get stuff done. I got other things I got to work on today or go and do today. But anyway, we're here this morning. So welcome to my home. Welcome to the office and welcome to the morning grind. I'm Heath, and today Avalon Hill sent me this. So I thought we would do an unboxing today. It's been a while since we've done an unboxing. So here we go. I've got the HeroQuest First Light, which at the moment I believe is the only HeroQuest box that I didn't have. I have it now. Actually, they sent it to me before, and we don't know what happened to it. It just vanished. It didn't. It never showed up at my house that I saw. It never showed up. So they did resend. Thank you very much, Kent. And it showed up. It made it to my door. So we're gonna take a look at it today. I almost bought it when I was at Target because I think this is a Target exclusive. when mine didn't, the first one didn't arrive, but I decided to hold off, and I was glad that I did. So good morning, Brett. Good morning, and good morning, Mike. So we're going to take a look at this, and I have a date for the next Dungeons and Dragons game with the boys. I can tell that my camera is extremely crooked. I don't think there's anything I can do about that right now. I think it's just falling on the mount. We'll have to remount that. Okay. But anyway, I have a date for Dungeons and Dragons with the boys. That is Monday. They're out of school for some reason. So I think while the brother and sister-in-law are working, I'm going to be running the haunted house adventure, the harrowing, which I forget exactly what the name of it was, but that haunted house adventure, which means I've got to get all of those cards printed out, and I started doing all of that and getting everything ready. I'm going to show those to you here. So we'll take a look at those, and then I've got to get basically all of that ready before Sunday for the grind, and then we're going to play on Monday and have a fantastic time. So hope you're feeling as good as I am this morning. Let's go ahead and breathe and sip. No, I'm not recording D&D with the boys, especially to post anywhere. I've thought about, we probably need to document it a bit better because it was so much fun. You know, we talked about what happened on the grind. We'll do a recap, I guess, next Wednesday, a week from today. I guess we will do the game recap on the morning grind. Not recorded. The parents, and I completely understand this, don't like have the boys on social media or anything like that. So we don't, we certainly wouldn't like live stream it or anything like that. So at the moment it's just private play, but I'm going to try to take notes or whatever so that we can at least have a discussion about what happened and talk about it. Let's go ahead and take our sip here. Yeah, the boys are kids. They're like 8 to, the youngest one's 8. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and do our breathe and sip. I just pulled up some water this morning. I already had some Mountain Dew Zero. So now we have water in the cultist coffee mug. Let's breathe. Let's take 2 deep inhales, complete exhales, and then take a sip of our favorite beverage this morning. Here we go. Let's breathe. And sip. All right. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Just in time. Hey, I'm going to grab some more water. Just 1 second. All right, I'm back. Let's bring up the auxiliary camera and take a look at what is inside this game. Let's see. There we go. All right. So first off, though, okay, I started to print out some of those cards, and I think they work pretty well. So what I did is I took some of the cards that we were working with. Looks like it. There we go. Maybe Cthulhu's a bit straighter now. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Gamers Quest. So I took some of the cards that we were making and I just printed them out. I don't have a great printer. I wish I had a better printer. This one used to be better, but now lately it's kind of started sucking. But oh well, that's all right. I just printed off the things that we had been making, and I got to finish the layout on a bunch of those, and I just glued them to the back of magic cards. I mean, I got a whole bunch of, extra magic cards around here, like almost everybody does, I'm assuming. So there we go. So printed those out. I forgot to put the bulk on the items because I'm thinking about using that kind of system inspired by Pathfinder for encumbrance. Doesn't really matter right now. I looked up daggers are light, like the mace and the longsword are bulk 1, I believe. But then I just took these cards and I slipped them into some deck protectors or card protectors here. So I went ahead and got the magic weapons done. Inlaid steel dagger, jeweled mace, finely crafted dagger, well-made longsword. And I like them. So that's cool. Hey, Dungeon Master, good morning. And then also, I started also making up some of these. I need to do something last night, and I want to do something fast. So I wanted to give all the boys a coin purse because I would still like to get them some poker chips to use as coins. And so I've got a coin purse card here. So coin purse bulk 1. There you go. And then set your coins on it. And I think that might be a cool way to have them do coins. I was thinking I also need to look at what items they already had and potentially make cards for that. But I think that's going to be fun. So I don't know. I'm going to spend a few hours on that between now and Sunday morning. And then maybe we can take a look at the whole thing on the morning grind. Then we'll play on Monday, and then we'll do a report on how it all worked on Wednesday. All right, so that's where I am with that. Let's take a look at this first light. So, like, how many boxes of HeroQuest is the right number of boxes of HeroQuest to have? Is this flipped? Yeah. What is going on with StreamYard? Oh, let's see. Maybe. Let me see here. Maybe it's my camera. No. Why would this be reversed? I really don't understand what is going on with let me see if there's some kind of StreamYard used to just work, and that makes me frustrated because it used to just work the way that you wanted it to, and now like why would it be reversing my auxiliary camera all of a sudden? I've never noticed that happened at all. Brett says, let's see. I played Heroes Quest about 7 months ago and have a group of dads, and one of their 11-year-old sons play. The son wanted to go and go one way, and the dad wanted him to do something else. There was a legitimate fight during the game. Well, that's the way that it is. That often seems like with when Seth being my brother, plays with the boys, because I do tend to let the boys do whatever they want. I mean, whether or not it's a good idea, bad idea, I'm trying to teach them something about working together, but if somebody really wants to go off this way or just wants to search the chest without checking for treasure, I just let them do it. But that drives my brother crazy. Guys. So I think this was a Target exclusive. I don't know what to do about the reversed camera. I'm just going to have to, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. I'll have to figure something out later. I hate it when things work. And the only reason I use the software is because it just works. And if it's going to just not work anymore, then I'm going to have to do something else. HeroQuest. So I believe this was a Target exclusive, and it is a small little box, especially, compared to the main HeroQuest box. This one's pretty small. Which does make it cheaper because this one doesn't contain all the miniatures. So the idea here is the first light, your hero's first journey starts here. Inside this box is everything you need to start playing HeroQuest. So this is the core game system. This is the only piece that I didn't have from HeroQuest. I've got 2 of the original sets from when I was a kid. I have my original kit set from when I was a kid. I bought a duplicate after that a long time ago, just in case something happened to the original. And then I have the new re-released HeroQuest, and now I have this. So I guess the number of correct number of boxes of HeroQuest to have is probably about 4, right? In different ways. The fun part is letting them fail. But yeah, the dad couldn't handle it. Yeah, I mean, and yes. Oh, you aren't seeing the image in reverse? Oh, well, thank you for letting me know. For some reason, up here on my screen, it's in reverse, and I've never noticed that before with the writing. But if you're not seeing it in reverse, then that's fantastic. Okay. Yeah, and letting them fail or just letting them also have fun. All right, this is they can. I remember the wonder of exploration, whether that was in HeroQuest or Dungeons and Dragons with friends. They've never done anything like this before. So the wonder of going over here or walking through this door or whatever, I mean, that's part of it. So I like to let them play. So this is a standalone game. So if you do want HeroQuest that's less expensive, then you can get it through this, because you can see right here we've got all these all these cardboard stand-ups. And then this one does have the dragon miniature here. Standalone game with 10 unique quests, and it does have additional quests in it. A complete game system compatible with all the HeroQuest expansions. Welcome, heroes. I put in my contacts, and now they're not sitting well on my eyes. Yeah, I know. Yes, exactly. That does get another board here, too. Heed well my word, for I am Mentor, wizard of the realm. HeroQuest is a fantasy adventure game that follows 4 heroes through dangerous quests as they discover treasures. Explore forgotten. I'm going to put my glasses on. And it does have it does have 4 different sculpts too. Hang on, I put my contacts in so that I wouldn't have blue eyes on this, because that's the way I prefer it. But just 1 second. I'll just put these in. I do think I really like these hero sculpts. And I can think of uses for these monster stand-ups as well. All right. HeroQuest is a fantasy adventure game that follows 4 heroes through dungeon quests as they discover treasure, explore immense environments, and battle evil forces controlled by Zargon, the Game Master. Traverse an ever-changing board that evolves as you trek through each dungeon. Will you prove yourself worthy of the title of hero? The quest is calling. So this says quest book featuring 10 unique quests, game system rulebook, double-sided game board. Oh, this one does have the different board too. Better with Bacon says, I've been learning to love cardboard pawns. They store flat. That's a huge tick in the plus column. Space is at a premium at my house. This is something I was thinking about recently too. And of course, I've got ideas about lots of things, but I've got an idea about that because I do love miniatures and I do enjoy painting miniatures. But when I'm thinking about like playing HeroQuest with the boys and needing miniatures, I mean, you need a lot of miniatures. And or tokens and things like that. I'm thinking about doing some plastic ones. I'm thinking about looking into that, because that alone should be relatively easy. Because how much does it add to the game? Like, I think that probably something that stands up adds something to something that's sitting flat. But something that's sitting flat and is in color is probably better than using pennies or candies or something like that. But then, okay, then you move to miniatures, but then you want to paint them in. Would you rather have a colored stand-up or a bunch of unpainted miniatures? Because the stand-ups are also compatible with your miniatures. So when you paint up a really nice miniature to be your PC or something like that, that goes with the stand-ups. I'd rather probably have a variety of easy to store, easily usable color stand-ups than a whole bunch of or unpainted miniatures that I don't really even have enough of. Like, oh, I need something else and they're expensive and all that. So I've been thinking a lot about that lately. how to make them. I'm surprised we don't actually do more of that. Well, we may end up doing more of that now that we've got all the tariffs on China. We will see how that affects. I mean, that sucks. We will see, though. We'll see what happens. All right, inside. Oh, more character sheets. Very nice. I remember when the character sheets were at such a premium. And I remember it being a big deal when somebody had like a photocopier at work they could use. Oh, keep one pristine. That way you can go to the photocopier. So we do have character pads right here. We have the First Light rule book and quest book. We'll look at those last. I'm going to set the auxiliary camera up a little bit higher. There we go. Game Master screen. Looks nice. Now we get to the cardboard. Hit point markers. I forget what that is. Or it might be something new for one of the first quest things. The pit traps. Blocked doors. Stairs going down. Changed up the stairs. We don't have the stairs, the spiral staircase here. We got the stairs going down. Yeah, Better with Bacon says, oh, color pawn art is very fun. You can get a huge variety in detail, and not every orc needs to look identical, which comes with its own drawbacks, but it's good. It's a good with the bad scenario. I mean, it is. I mean, everything is a trade-off. But inexpensive and color would seem to be a winner for me. Oh, no, so there's the staircase. So there's the spiral staircase. Spiral staircase there. Descending staircase there. Furniture, cardboard furniture. I mean, this is easier to take. You know, see, one of the things that I'm seeing already is this might be something that I take to play Dungeons and Dragons with because it sits flat. Oh, really? Is there really the downstairs straight down in the core game? I don't think I noticed that when we did the unboxing. I like these. I do like the Alchemist bench right here. Alchemist bench, tomb. Flat storage is an advantage. Okay, thank you for correcting me on that, Gamer's Quest. Bookshelf. That's the cupboard then. Fireplace. On the pawns, I can see wanting to paint the edges black. So we got the mummies, zombies, orcs, rat tiles, chaos warriors, or dread warriors, and the gargoyle here. Abominations, treasure chests, doors. We'll stand those up in just a second. Okay, let's take a look at, board right here. So we've got this new board, which I don't quite understand. Okay, so we've got the original board on one side. Dungeon Master says, I watched the game done using Dwarven Forge for the map. It looked pretty, but seemed too decadent somehow. Well, I do love my jumbo, oversized HeroQuest board that we built out of foam. I mean, I wouldn't go back. If I have access to my jumbo board, I prefer that. And the 3D elements. This is a different look to the board, isn't it? Be very careful with the board, Gamer's Quest says. Oh, is this one of the situations where it kind of pops apart or might, come apart if you fold it wrong way? So there's HeroQuest, the board, and the particular art style. Pick up the auxiliary camera. Oh, there we go. So this one does tear. It has to fold the same way that I unfolded it. this is the first time we get a different board. And it's supposed to be the caverns. But I don't really understand this board right here. Yeah, new art, new. I thought it looked different. So yes, new art and new coloration, more saturated and a little bit more. Let's see, this bends. No, that bends. No. Yeah, it's a little bit more cartoon-like. This one is a bit more cartoon-like than it was. But I don't. So this is Caverns, which is cool. The first time we've got a HeroQuest, new HeroQuest board. But I don't know. Has anybody played on this one yet? I want to get out the Dragon Quest board, probably for playing D&D with later, and probably use the HeroQuest board too. But here's something else. I mean, so it's just got rooms all over the place with all the passages between them. So we do have another board now. And over here, we've got a larger room over here. So it's different kind of style because all of these rooms over here connect to the halls. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with this. Okay, Gamer's Quest says the design of the cave board supports the dragon's special ability to split their move, Dragonflight, and Fireball spell at will. The dragon can move perpendicular to heroes and shoot fireballs as it passes along corridors. Oh, okay. Okay. So this is designed for dragon fighting. Okay. That makes sense. I'm sure we'll see the dragon's card or something here in a minute. Okay, there we go. Stands. Let's go over here. So actually, we do not have red dice. This is interesting that we do not have red dice this time for the movement. And other things that require rolling. White dice. Can't ever have too many. Those look gray, actually. They look a little bit gray here compared to the white. Well, I'll get that out later if we need to. I got the re-release of the game system sitting over here. But it is nice to have a whole bunch of the attack dice on the board or at the table. Let's see. And it's nice that you do have some miniatures. All right, so here's the dragon. So this is the steel dragon. You see him? Let's see. Let's put him on something you might be able to see. White. Oh, really? Gamer's Quest says only the Target US release has the white dice with the red pips. The EU boxes were back to red dice. Huh. So here is the dragon. See, as far as painting up a set goes, I really want the dice. It's really great to have the whole complete set painted up, of course. But on the other hand, I do like this from a practicality standpoint. What would you like to look really nice on the table? Well, the heroes. If you're going for the minimum plus a little bit, then it would be, hey, let's have some nice heroes. And then when the dragon comes out, we'll have him look really nice too. So this is some kind of like metallic dragon or something. We'll look up exactly what it is. He's cool. It kind of reminds me of the Dragon Strike Dragon 2. So now we have two different dragons which could be set on the table. The boys might have to, when the boys encounter them, we're going to have this dragon on the table. Gamers Quest said at Gen Con last year at the Avalon Hill booth, they said that they said they were the white dice, and the Fig said these dice aren't final. Heard a rumor there was a manufacturer error or miscommunication. Well, maybe. Yeah, I can believe that. How does the dragon get into the dungeon? Well, it must get in somehow through into the. So if he's intended to be played on the caverns, maybe you encounter him on that new cavern. Let me see if I can get better light. Maybe you encounter him on that cavern board. That's fun. I believe we have new hero sculpts. Barbarian in command pose. Oh, guys at Avalon. Okay. I like this wizard. It doesn't so you could grow. I like the idea of getting in, this box is obviously, it's also less expensive to manufacture. Maybe this is something we're going to see more of with like the tariffs and things like this. Okay, this box is less expensive. Start with a few miniatures, start with your cutouts, and then have smaller expansions that allow you to trade out all of your pawns and things like that. I also like this dwarf. This dwarf has a shield and his axe out. Let me put the white back down here. They're not as heavily armored. Oh, so that's probably part of what's going on. I don't think he's as heavily armored. So maybe since this is kind of like first quest, he's not as heavily armored. Oh, and I heard that he actually starts with a hand axe here. So we will see. So this might represent the heroes a bit better early in their adventure. No, let's not spoil the story. We won't look at... Oh, yeah, he kind of does. Because the advanced HeroQuest had a shield and an axe, too. But I do like this wizard. And then we have the female version of the elf. And then, like I said, barbarian in command pose right here. I saw somebody on the HeroQuest Reddit, and this would be something that would be pretty easy to do since I've got all of the CMON Masters of the Universe. They were doing Masters of the Universe HeroQuest and who should be who in all of HeroQuest. And they did a bad guy HeroQuest too. He had Skeletor miniature, and some of these people are printing these. I think Skeletor and Evil Lyn and Shadow Weaver and Trapjaw as the bad guy heroes. I thought it was pretty cool. I would have put Beastman as the barbarian. I would have put, because he's the muscle, I would have put Skeletor as the leader, but use him as the elf because he's kind of a hybrid melee and magic user guy. I would have put Evil Lyn as the wizard. And I think Trapjaw is a good dwarf because of his abilities with mechanical stuff. So that goes well with the traps. There's nothing under there. Look, there's even more space here. Yeah, and the Shadow Weaver also was part of the Horde, better with Bacon's bringing up. But it was still a cool wizard. Cards. And it never hurts to have an extra set of cards, which should be, I would assume, are compatible with the cards from the other set. Barbarian. See, dwarf. Okay, so this is changed up here. So we've got dwarf instead of the short sword. We've got the dwarf here with 2 red dice. Okay, hand axe. Starting weapon, hand axe. It doesn't start with a shield, but starts with hand axe. Elf starts with short sword. Wizard starts with dagger. Reference cards. Here are the spell cards. And actually, I have the spell cards from the release over here, from this a re-release over here. I've heard there are might be a few changes. Like here is heal body. This is re-release. I just brought that one from over here. Your spell may be cast on any one hero in your line of sight, including yourself. The target immediately restores up to 4 lost body points, not exceeding their total. The spell may be cast once per quest. Whereas that doesn't say that over here. This spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. Its magical power immediately restores up to 4 lost body points, but does not give the hero more than their starting number. So they did change up the text a little bit. This one is more direct. This spell may be cast on any one hero in your line of sight, including yourself. The target immediately restores up to 4 lost body points, not exceeding, I like, but does not give the hero more than their starting number. It specifies this spell may be cast only once per quest. Do they all say that? I mean, some like magic rings and things like that allow you to cast a spell more than once, and yet this is specifically telling you can only cast it once. So, like, discard this card after use. The courage spell is clarified. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we got lots right here. Oh, really? So without spoiling story, this quest book we'll take a look at the start of the quest book, but I don't want to read any of the quests to anybody. The quest book takes place at the same time as the core game quest book. It's Mentor's B team. As the core game heroes are retrieving Prince Magnus's gold and waking the Witch Lord, there's the other team tackling the first light quests. Yes. So so we do have a shield on the dwarf, and classically we've got the wizard with the staff. I wanted to look at courage. Courage is one of the ones that this spell may be cast on any one hero in your line of sight, including yourself. The next time the hero attacks, they roll 2 additional attack dice. The spell ends after this attack or the moment the hero has no monster in their line of sight. All right, so that is a bit of a clarification. I was just talking about this spell. I did on a short in TikTok. They still didn't change the moment, though. Well, I don't want to get my cards mixed up from these 2 different games. Air. I guess you'd be able to tell them apart because one of them says only once per quest. But okay, so that's. But this still, see, they still didn't clarify everything. So okay, so now according to this spell card, then yes, you don't get to use this card more than once for an attack, like we always played it. That courage is on now. As long as you still see a monster, you can attack with 2 additional combat dice. But so that's clear. The next time the hero attacks, they roll 2 additional combat dice. The spell ends after this attack. So that's pretty clear. Or the moment the hero has no monster in their line of sight. Why does that still say moment? I know. All right. And we always played it that it was basically until the room is cleared, and whatever that until it's out of their line of sight. But still, the thing that I don't like about this is the moment. Isn't this the only time we're supposed to adjudicate by the moment? Yeah, it doesn't allow you to pre-buff. You can't have courage and go in. Now we would have played that way too, that you can't cast the spell and then go in because it says moment. The door would have to be open or the monsters would have to be in the hallway. But still, I still wonder why you leave this in. This spell ends after this attack or the moment the hero has no monster in their line of sight. Or if at the end of their turn, that would make much more sense. If at the end of their turn, the hero has no monster in their line of sight. That way I don't have to adjudicate in the moment, because in the moment could be on part of Zargon's turn. You know, Zargon, because yeah, I've done that before. Like, oh, I can move the skeleton out of the line of sight of the person who has courage. That's in the moment they can't see him, and then move him back around and attack. That breaks the spell. This is still exactly the monster, right? And I don't like that. To me, that seems. I just once I did that, I decided that was against the spirit of the rules. And I've now started to adjudicate that spell as if at the end of the player's turn, because that's when the player would be looking. Okay, oh, you're not within the line of sight of a monster. Your courage spell is off. This spell may be cast. That still remains controversial to me, but it does clarify that it does not continue round to round. And why they didn't make corrections like that and really think about that for the re-release, I'm not sure. But that's the way it is. Is there any other one that pass through rock skin, ball of flame? Okay. Fire, sleep. The spell may be cast on any one monster in your line of sight. The target falls into deep slumber and cannot move, attack, or defend. The spell can be broken at once or on a future turn by the monster rolling one movement die for each of its mind points. On a roll of 6, the spell is broken. The spell cannot be cast on targets with 0 mind points. That makes it a bit more general. Let me go look at sleep over here. This spell puts a monster into a deep sleep so that it cannot move, attack, or defend itself. This spell may be broken at once or on a future turn. I thought there was something about that being on Zargon's turn. Any alterations to the genie? No, I didn't see it. Let me look at that, because that's a good question too. Genie says, this spell conjures a genie who takes one of the following actions before disappearing. Opens any door on the board, revealing what lies beyond. Rolls 5 attack dice against any monster within your line of sight. The spell may be cast once per quest. So it's still saying this spell needs to be improved. I was talking about that too. That the genie needs an improvement. Somebody said the genie could create a door anywhere on the board. That might be more useful than, rather than opening a door, creating a door would be pretty useful. But I've never seen it cast to open a door on the board. I think that in the Barbarian Quest pack or something now, there are, in something we were looking at, doors that you actually had to roll to open. So in that, you might use it to roll to open. But people are still going to save that as an attack spell. I do like having more treasure cards. I like cards, as you know. Artifacts. It's probably, so we got more fluff. Like, okay, like this will go toward the armory fund. What luck! One adventurer's trash is another's treasure. That crunching noise did not sound good. The stone beneath you, your feet gives way. You fall into a shallow hole and lose 1 body point. Potion of healing, a blue, brilliantly glowing elixir that tastes of home. Potion of strength. Looks like Brianna. Wandering monster spells. Now you could cut, if you've got 2 of these and they're compatible, now you can do a bit more customization with treasure decks. I like that. Artifacts. Don't waste even a drop. A life is at stake, it says, for the elixir of life. Legends of the great warrior Borin can often be heard throughout the realm. Fortune's longsword. Fortune favors the brave. The runes etched onto the hilt glow crimson when a blade finds purchase. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, so they added like flavor text to this. The Phantom Blade. A chill runs down your spine as you grasp the blade. Turn the hands of time just this once. It changes shape to fit your finger perfectly, the Ring of Fortitude. Rod of Telekinesis. Dazzling flashes of light leap from the gem and encase the target. Spell Ring. Its arcane power gives you static shock as you slip into it. Gives you a static shock. Spirit Blade. Its brilliant light elicits shrieks of fear from the undead. Talisman of Lore. The unwavering stare of the talisman draws you in. Wand of Magic. The elegantly carved scepter focuses your arcane might. Wizard's Cloak. Protective runes are woven into the lining. Wizard Staff. The ancient markings carved into the staff emanate soft blue light. All right, I do like that because we were just doing a whole bunch of stuff with our creating descriptions of magic items. All right. Abomination, Dread Warrior, Gargoyle, Goblin, Mummy, Orc, Skeleton, Zombie. So that's all of them? I think that's all of them. So everything is present here, right? It should be, because you're going to have it because you can play expansions with this. So all of the different kinds of creatures are there. Dread Warrior, Gargoyle, Goblin, Mummy, Orc, Skeleton, Zombie, plus Dragon. Okay, moves 10. Moves 10, attack 5, defend 5, body 7, mind 6. The dragon uses draconic flight and may cast ball of flame. May cast ball of flame at will. Here is ball of flame. So, and it says at will. Ball of Flame. This spell may be cast on any one hero in the caster's line of sight to enshroud them in flames that deal 2 points of damage. The target rolls 2 movement dice. For each roll of 5 or 6, the damage is reduced by 1. So that's what's going on. That's one of the dread spells. So, yeah, we have the new, all these. I was making sure that all of the classic monsters were there, and they are. So that is how the dragon operates. Yeah, well, at will every turn, at will. Hopefully that's clarified someplace, because that does sound like multiple times a turn. Like, if you tell me you can do it at will, may cast fireball once per turn. Equipment cards. I do love new equipment cards. Battle axe, bracers, broadsword. That way every character who needs one can have one. Chainmail, crossbow, dagger. Here's the hand axe. I think we saw this in the other set, I think. Weapon. While wielding this hand axe, roll 2 attack dice. It can also be thrown at any monster in your line of sight, but it's lost forever once thrown. May not be used by the wizard. So that's not really a big change to the dwarf. It's still 2 attack dice, but he can throw it, but is lost forever when it's thrown. Yeah, with a dagger's 25. That's 200. The hand axe is 200 golds. 200 gold coins. So that's expensive to heave away. The dagger, while wielding this compact blade, roll 1 attack dice. It can also be thrown at any monster in your line of sight, but is lost forever once it's thrown. And it's only 25 gold. Helmet. Holy water. As an action, use the holy water to kill 1 mummy, skeleton, or zombie. Discard this card after use. Longsword. Very classic looking longsword right there. I like that. Gamer's Quest says, yeah, it clarifies in the quest book, I believe. Same place it spells out draconic flight in the special ability. Okay. Plate armor. Potion of speed. A silver effervescent tincture. Shield, short sword. I do like equipment cards. Okay. But you think Command over here is one of the ones that got changed up? Command. This spell may be cast on any one hero in the caster's line of sight to force them under Zargon's control. The spell can be broken at once or on a future turn by the hero rolling 1 movement die for each of their mind points. On the roll of a 6, the spell is broken. Until the spell is broken, the hero cannot move on their own turn. On Zargon's turn, they can take the hero's movement and weapon attack. So that got nerfed by saying it's no longer with a spell. Because, I mean, using the wizard spells against the heroes is intense. Is that what got Yeah, Michael Connor says lost forever for throwing. I know that it's there's never been like that's one of the most commonly house ruled things is to have some way to recover a dagger, uh, uh, or something that's thrown. Like if it hits, you could recover it. If it misses, then you can't. Uh, Stating it isn't stackable. I've never had that situation come up, but it's possible. As with all potions, potion of healing. Yeah, they say command can only move and attack. They can't cast spells because because I've done that at Zargon. Take control of the wizard and then cast potions. Potion of speed. Okay, that was in the equipment deck, I think. Potion defense potion. Oh, I'm looking in treasure. Potion of speed. Let's find it. Oh, yes. Okay. Potion of speed. Drink this potion to roll twice as many movement dice on your next movement. You may not use more than one of these potions per turn. As with all potions, this can only be used once. So, okay. So that's one of the ones that you can purchase, right? Because that one's in the alchemist shop. So I guess they needed to clarify that because you could purchase more than one of them. Because like I hadn't ever really had a situation come up when somebody wanted to use more than one potions of defense. I mean, I think I would allow it. I mean, if you've got it, then use it. But that one specifically says that you can't. Let's go over here to the cardboard. I don't really see a need to punch those out. But let's see what the stand-ups look like. So here's a mummy. Since we've been looking at cards for spells and items, I'm paying attention to how much text and the image size on the cards. Yeah. So it looks like they made the cards the size they did to fit all the text for spells on the cards. Yeah, those are these are full-size cards. Should be. I have a ruler handy. But I believe these are full-size cards. They're not bridge size. Okay. So I like the surrounding black. There we go. It makes me want to make some. It really does. Because I bet you can even get, if you're going to make them out of card, I think I'd just make them out of plastic. But, these things right here, I don't think are too hard to get. Mummy. Skeleton. Yeah, I can see using these quite a bit in just stand-up D&D games. And also we were talking about needing to number the bad guys. Stick a number on that. They're US poker sized, yeah. To me, that's a full-size card. Yeah, US poker sized. Which is what the magic cards are, right? Yeah. So they're the same size as a Magic card. So Magic cards are full size, U.S. poker card size. Right there. And then here's the goblin. He's tiny. That's fun. Yeah, yep. I'm definitely thinking. Well, I guess you could put. I guess the reason that they have this now I realize why they have this space right here, because now if you've got your miniatures made up, you need a place to put them. That's what that's for. That makes sense. Cannot forget about that in board design. If you've got things to punch out, or box design, if you got things to punch out or assemble like that, that's what that's for right there. That makes sense. Place to keep all of your punch outs. Oh, and the doors too. I mean, that is all you need. Actually, this is much more like the original, because the original HeroQuest didn't have plastic doors. I mean, that's basic. You know, of course, they had a different kind of base, but that's basically what a door was in the original HeroQuest. Gamer's Quest says flip that tray upside down. I guess then Zargon can get it out. So yeah, I guess this goes. Oh, it's printed on both sides. So that tray goes like that, and then your stuff goes inside. Also makes sense. The doors do have a retro feel. I kind of like the doors. In fact, you know, I was disappointed with the Dragon Quest stand-ups. This would be so much better. If Dragon Quest had come with doors like this instead of the weird fold-over things that slide together, that game would have been much more impressive to me. I opened that box up, and there's just a bunch of like crap inside. So actually, if I were to play Dragon Quest, having stand-ups like this, that would be the way to go, and better doors. That would instantly make this game better, or that game better. So yes, now that makes complete sense, Gamer's Quest. Okay, let's go over here. We're not going to do spoilers. I don't think we need to get into the rule book because it's probably substantially the same. What does this say? So, okay, we start setup right here. But I do want to know, like, the storyline. So we won't look at anything with the spoilers here. I don't think we need to look at the rules because we've already been through rules. But what was this? Prepare for your quest right here. It says, open this page to see what your play area should look like after you set up the game. Oh, okay. I thought it was some secret information. But let's take a look at the quest book. No spoilers, though. Alchemist reference, potion of defense, potion of healing, potion of strength, heroic brew. Oh, that one doesn't have a potion of speed up here. Okay, so maybe that one's not in the alchemist shop. The potions may be discovered on your journeys. This is for reference only. They are not intended to be purchased between quests. Okay. They are not intended to be purchased between quests. Those are not. Okay, the seer scale lineage for Zargon's eyes only. Okay, well, that sounds like spoilery. I thought we were going to have a message from Mentor. That may have been in the other one. Let's see. We will not read for Zargon's eyes only, though. Then, furniture tiles. We do have Oracle's Blessing. Use this ability to divine the future. It asks Zargon to lay out a room beyond an adjacent closed door. Or after you roll for attack, defend, or movement dice, you may re-roll all dice. You may keep the second result. That is an Oracle's Blessing. Oracle's Curse. Place the Mark of Zargon tile. Or maybe that was that thing that was punched out, the Mark of Zargon tile. Once per quest, the hero Zargon may take the token from you and force you to re-roll all dice in a roll. Zargon then decides whether to use the new roll or keep the previous. Replace the Zargon token on your character sheet at the start of each quest. This curse may be removed if you donate 800 gold coins to charities providing care to the injured civilians of the realm, which you may do between quests while visiting the armory. Glyph Key Scroll. Use this scroll at any time to destroy a discovered magic glyph. No actions required. The scroll has no effect on magical glyphs disturbed by looting. After you use the scroll, it disappears. The Hearthkin Horn. Use an action to blow this horn. Each hero places a skeleton on any square in the same room or corridor. Each hero controls their own skeleton, and the skeletons move after their designated hero's turn. Hearthkin skeletons roll while white shields to defend from hits. At the end of the quest, they return to their resting place. Oh, here is a message from Mentor. Okay, so a message from Mentor. Hello, friends. There's a "Have you been here before" section of the rule book. Okay, let's take a look at that. So a message from Mentor. Or should we look at that first, actually? Before we get into the story, so we know exactly what we're supposed to do. Been here before. Page 2. Okay, it says, been here before. Welcome back. There are no new rules changes from the 2021 HeroQuest game system. However, First Light includes 10 new quests, dragon miniature and game card, the dwarf starting weapon is a hand axe instead of a short sword, 4 unique hero miniatures, and double-sided game board with differentiated layout. There we go. That was easy. Okay, message from Mentor. Hello, my friends. I believe your training is complete. You are not yet true heroes, untested by battle as you are, but I sense in you great potential. Let me tell you of all the foes you face. Zargon. Let me tell you of the foe you face. Zargon. Many centuries ago, Zargon was my apprentice. The young sorcerer worked hard and learned quickly, but impatience devoured him. He thirsted always for more power, more knowledge. I warned him of the dangers and urged patience, for I knew in time my apprentice would become a great sorcerer. But Zargon could not wait. He broke into my study each night to read the forbidden tomes and text gathered there, and the secrets held within them were great indeed. Upon learning them, Zargon fled. When he caught up to them, I found him irrevocably changed. He had pledged himself to the malevolent powers of dread, the fool. He saw only fast, intoxicating power, and thought nothing of the terrible price that must be paid for it. I tried to reason with him to no avail. For many days we battled, but Zargon had allies stronger than even I, and I could not defeat them. As we both weakened, he fled and sought refuge in the northern dread wastes. I believe he remains there, licking his wounds, conjuring ancient powers with which to overthrow the realm, cursing always me and the heroes I send to stop his deluge of poison. That is what you are up against, heroes. Remember that, and keep well your caution. I come to you today, however, with news of the Witch Queen, Calasandria. She has moved a number of her army into the plains of death from the ruins of Kalos. Lore tome shows me they searched for something, one of their own who seems to have defected. This rogue operative possesses a terrible and ancient artifact, though I cannot glean more than that. Prince Magnus has ordered Sir Ragnar, leader of the Knights of the Realm, to scout the plains of death and determine the whereabouts of Cassandria's forces. Ragnar has valuable insight into the nature of our enemy. He was recently rescued from imprisonment by one of Cassandria's orc warlords, the reprehensible Olag. So this is after Quest 2, yeah. We need you, brave heroes, to become heroes of the realm. It is for this very purpose I have trained you, and now that you are up to the task, and now I know you are up to the task, let us go to the war room so that I might introduce you to Sir Ragnar. Okay, and then the next one is Quest 1. We do have the layout back here for making quests. Yeah, so that the quest book therefore takes place after the quest to the rescue of Sir Ragnar. Yep, Quest 2, Rescue of Sir Ragnar. I remember playing that one for the first time as a kid. Played it with the uncle, and he died. And he was the first time he played. Okay, well, I mean, this is exciting. There's a whole lot of HeroQuest to be played. I wonder how many people will actually be introduced to HeroQuest for the first time through this book, through this box. I think its components are going to get a lot of use. Thank you very much to Avalon Hill for sending that out. See, why doesn't that just, there we go. All right. So yeah, that is a nice set. That's a nice set. And it is cheaper. So I do hope that a lot of people get introduced to HeroQuest for that way, through that box. Okay. Well, I guess I am out of here. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Go forth, be creative, be constructive, try to get things done. I'm going to try. So I'll see you later. Until Sunday, everybody. Later.